What's up guys, Houndish here, and Heresy, the third episode for Destiny 2 is just around the corner really. It'll be launching on the 4th of February 2025, so by the time we get into the new year it won't be far out. And like I said, Bungie have confirmed that this will be the final episode, so it's the last time they're going to be working in this format. And there has of course been pretty mixed feedback with regards to episodes, but one of the intriguing things about Heresy is the return of the Dreadnaught. On top of that, Bungie have teased a new version of shiny style weapons, all coming with a Dreadnaught skin peeling theme. Plus we've got new armor sets, teasers about the story, sandbox changes, a new dungeon and a handful of other things which Bungie have outlined over the past few months. So we're going to round it all up as a preview for Heresy right here. But firstly guys, this video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global leading men's lifestyle brand which is upping men's grooming standards with their newest awesome bit of kit, and it's the Chairman Pro. This thing offers an incredibly comfortable shave with a 360-degree contouring head featuring the skin-safe 4-blade foil, and that gives a very close shave, but there's also the option of the stubble trimmer, which leaves you with a bit of stubble, and they both produce a low irritation shave, which only gets better when paired with Manscaped's Power Shave Gel. This is a lubricating formula with skin-soothing ingredients for effortless grooming, and they have an aftershave soothing serum, which calms and rehydrates skin after shaving as part of the Chairman Pro package, which has everything you need for facial grooming in one box when paired with the awesome features of the Chairman Pro. And the Chairman is the real workhorse here. It has FlexAdjust technology, which follows the contours of your face and neck, plus there's a precision lock which makes the blade head sit firm and allows for precise grooming. On top of that, it's a waterproof unit, which is also really helpful for cleaning, and it runs for up to 75 minutes on a single charge, can be locked for travel, and has indicators to let you know when it needs cleaning or charging. So if you're looking for the perfect gift this holiday season, or if you want to upgrade your own grooming routine, the Chairman Pro package is the way to go, featuring everything you need to keep your face looking and feeling its best all in one box. Even better, if you use promo code Houndish20, you'll get 20% off your order this holiday season, and that includes free shipping. So that's 20% off, free international shipping, and awesome grooming quality with code Houndish20 at manscaped.com. So check out all of the details on that linked below, and thanks a bunch to Manscaped for sponsoring the video. Now though, let's break down the next episode for Destiny 2, and as we mentioned, February 4th will be when Heresy drops. One of the things that Bungie have spoken about recently is the desirability of seasonal weapons, and the focus moving away from crafting. And Bungie have teased in the short term for Heresy, we've developed a new tier of seasonal weapon dubbed the Heretical Arsenal. They'll give us more details as we approach the next episode, but they say rest assured it'll be clear when they hit your inventory that they're worth inspecting. So this does make it sound like a special version of these weapons, something which is a little bit different to typical seasonal weapons. And in terms of the visuals at least, Bungie shared a few months ago concept art for these weapons, with the skin peeling back to reveal a bony structure. They showed a fusion rifle, glaive, linear, sidearm, and a bow that you can spot in the images right there. And that visual aesthetic carries into the Dreadnaught as well, which we'll touch on in a moment. But otherwise, Bungie have said they've made changes to Heresy that strike a better balance between everything dropping on day one versus meaningful reasons to return throughout the episode, and we're taking an approach where the vast majority of activity content will be available on the first day of an act, and subsequent weeks will add or evolve that content based on the story. They also say they're adjusting the schedule so that there is less downtime in the gameplay calendar, and there'll be new activities that evolve throughout the episode and create big secrets to uncover on the Dreadnaught. Now Bungie showed off a bunch of artwork for the Dreadnaught. Like I said, it kind of matches the weapons, but the big burning question for a lot of us in the community is whether the Dreadnaught will be an explorable space, a sort of world in itself, like we saw back in The Taken King, or whether it will simply be the location that houses the activities for the episode. I think given the nostalgia around the Dreadnaught, it'd be excellent if there was an explorable component, perhaps similar to Season of the Haunted's Leviathan returning, where it wasn't the full destination, but a handful of core zones with farmable rewards and activities to engage with. Something like that would be cool. Either way, I think they need to do justice to the Dreadnaught if they're going to bring it back. But in terms of how the story connects to this, they say, we're widening the focus of the story around the Hive pantheon and ancient eldritch forces that shape the universe. The events of Heresy close the door on the Light and Darkness saga and act as a prologue to Codename Apollo. So not only the Dreadnaught returning, but also that story setup for the expansions that we'll see in 2025, again mean that I think Heresy and the Dreadnaught really needs to land well. But otherwise, in terms of rewards, Bungie have also shown off 2 armor sets that we'll get access to in Heresy. The first is a Hive ship navigator themed set, and we can see influences from raid bosses from Kingsfall, like War Priest for example. And on top of that, there'll be a seasonal armor set which is Eris themed, which I think obviously also indicates that Eris will play a role in Heresy as well. Another big content drop for Heresy though will be the new dungeon. We don't know very much about it yet, but we can say that it will have a dungeon race and potentially contest mode, as Bungie have indicated recently, and that it will drop on February 7th. So the new dungeon will be in the first week of the new episode, much like what we saw with Revenant. Otherwise, back to the story, Bungie devs had said in interviews there's going to be an ancient power stirring in the halls of the Dreadnaught, and the warship will shed its skin as it's brought back in Heresy with some big changes, while still retaining iconic places that players will look for. The events of the episode are going to send shockwaves through the Hive pantheon. You've seen us do things with Savathun and Xivu Arath for a while, so they'll be exploring what that means for the future of the Hive. And again, they further say all of the content that's dropping in Year 10 is the catalyst for what happens next in Destiny 2, and I'd say these sound like kind of big promises for an episode drop, but nonetheless I hope Bungie can deliver on it. Some final things to touch on though regard the sandbox in Heresy, where we don't have a ton of specifics, but Bungie have said that Glaives will get a more substantial overhaul in that episode. And they also said that rocket sidearms are the kings of the mountain in PvE right now, so they'll be taking a bigger look at their dominance in episode Heresy, following changes to ammo reserves that we saw with episode Revenant. They'd also indicated that there will be a Trials of Osiris rework for episode Heresy, adding new aesthetic rewards including armor sets for each class, exotic ships, sparrows, ghosts, and emblems. But they also look to improve the prestige of flawless aesthetic rewards. And the PvP Strike team want to bring more players into Trials by offering an alternative experience to something similar to Iron Banner, but for 3v3. Otherwise, unless I've missed anything, those are the core changes that Bungie have indicated for the upcoming episode. And so hopefully this video has served as a good reminder of what Bungie have said about Heresy thus far. And obviously with it dropping pretty early in 2025, it won't be long until Bungie are previewing these things once we're back from this sort of holiday breaks over the next few weeks. So I will as always be keeping you posted, but as we've discussed, 2025 is going to be a very big year for Destiny. My sincere hope is that episode Heresy delivers something a little bit more, goes a bit further than what we've seen with the other episodes at the very least. And again, the reasons for that is that Bungie are leaning onto the Dreadnaught, a place with massive nostalgia, and previously that was released in one of the best expansions for the Destiny franchise, so I think they need to do that justice, but also, as they've said, it's the setup for what will happen in Codename Frontiers. And so as a piece of episode content, I think the stakes are fairly high, and expectations are equally very high in this community, so we will see how it all pans out. But give me your thoughts down below. If you found the video useful, a rating really does help us out as well, and get subscribed to the channel if you want to see more Destiny content. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Heresy is about the Hive Pantheon dealing with some new interesting revelations that happen. We want to take the Hive Pantheon and shake up the snow globe. It means that we want to take the existing relationships that we see inside of it and put them through such a stress test that they come out changed.
In Heresy, there's this new eldritch force that's bubbling up to the surface that is opening new doors, creating powerful mysteries, and ultimately they'd lead us back to the Dreadnaught.
We're going back to the Dreadnaught. It's awesome. Some fans might think we've forgotten about the Dreadnaught completely, but we're going to give it a whole new purpose.
We want this to be an eldritch, inscrutable fortress of secrets.
The peeling that you'll see on the Dreadnaught, the weapons themselves are peeling back to reveal a new, spooky, bony front. Since this release deals with kind of two big themes, we have two armor sets. We've had some armor sets that are kind of in the Eris theme in the past, but this is like straight up, I'm Eris's squad. And then the Hive Ship Navigator armor set explores like, what if we were driving the ship? What if we were the navigators?
If you really liked Shattered Realm, if you really liked the Coil, you're going to love this new Dreadnaught activity.